Alright folks, let's do a little scouting trip this morning on southern public land that I think some of you may overlook as being public land that you can hunt. You see I'm in a place right here. It's got agriculture. It's got hardwoods. But y'all, I've seen this field right here covered in water before. This is a Corp of Engineer lake. This is the back of it. Y'all, you can look anywhere in the country and they're pretty easy to find. It's just go to a map setting where it's showing roads and rivers and you'll about see all these lakes pop up. You know, a lot of times I see when they do the news and the weather and stuff like that, man, they're all scattered across the south and different parts of the country because mainly they're flood control lakes. The Corp of Engineer government bought this land years ago, put these dams on it. These I'm hunting right here now is they basically put them in the 50s to keep the water off the delta, the Mississippi Delta. And it pretty much works. But y'all, let's go do a little scouting here, early season. Like I said, this is like, I think around the 20th of September. Our season don't open to the 1st. Never hunted a whole lot this time of the year. But y'all, doing these trade shows this summer and doing some of these seminars, running some guys in different parts of the country, running a couple different guys that killed some big deer early that I guess I really had never thought about it. I guess I've always looked at it. I really worked that time of year. I really worked my tail off where I can hunt during the rut. Like I said, I've hunted this place a lot during the rut and killed some big deer on it during rifle season. So what I've learned from the seminars, let's go in here and let's start to look for some stuff, and I sort of pass a little of that knowledge along that I learned from them guys that I just really had never thought about it that way on big deer. So Stella, you ready to go put some boots on the ground and let's see what we can find? Hey y'all, I encourage you to come hunt Mississippi. If you need a place to stay, Sandy and I bought this little cabin right here. We've been fixing it up. We just about got it fixed up like just a little, but it'll be ready by hunting season. If you want to come stay, we renting this thing out by the day. There's plenty of public land like I'm showing here in this hunt. If you want to fish, we got one of the best crappie lakes in the country, Grenada Lake. Got Enid and Sardis just north of us here. So hey, hit us up at doitselfhunter@gmail.com if you're interested in coming and staying with us and booking it. We rent it by the night. Stay one day, stay a week, however long you want to do. But I welcome you to come to Mississippi and hunt public land with us and fish our lakes. Hey y'all, a lot of this ground, when they bought this before they built the levee, they knew the elevation of the levee. So they come back and they bought the high water mark. They knew what was finna flood when they put this dam on it. And a lot of times you can't just buy the water line. They had to buy blocks to square it up. And a lot of times these blocks are a little higher elevation. I'm going to show you some difference in elevation that changes tree species. We can get off down this bottom right here where this old, you can tell an old run ditch is. We've got a lot of big sweet gum. Got a big cypress tree out here. A lot is more of a softwood species. What it does is water stands here a lot. Oak tree's not going to grow here. And you've got to get a little bit higher in elevation to find the oaks. So let's sort of look and see. That's sort of what we're looking for. Some oaks in this bottom here. Some persimmons. And this is sort of plenty of browse. There's one thing about this old ground. It's got plenty of browse. It's got sawbriar. Most of the time there's always plenty of feed in here for them. So let's look for food and let's look for where they're bedding at. One thing I want to show you to look for here is a lot of times these old runs, what I'm calling the old runs. A lot of parts of the country, especially where I'm live at right in here, they dredged a lot of the rivers and a lot of the creeks that run into it. I'm gonna show you right out there's a dredged creek, but here's the old run. Here's the old river that winded down through there, and they dredged it out and straightened it out where to drain quicker. A lot of times on these old banks and stuff, it's higher ground. Man, look at this. I call it a pin oak. It's really a willow oak, but it's a red oak. Over here, big sawtooth oak. Like I said, they're not dropping yet. I didn't bring my binoculars to really look and see any. But a lot of times on these banks of the river, it'll be higher ground. A lot of times some of your highest ground is going to be right close to the banks. So you wouldn't think it. You'd think the further away you got from the river. But a lot of times when these things spoiled out over the years, the water running out and they spoiled out, the highest point is right at the bank. Another thing I like to look for is, let's go get down here in this creek bed. It's been dredged out. Because they dredge it, it's going to drain out. It's not going to be deep. I think it's dry as it's been, and we ought to be able to walk right down it. That's a good way to look for deer sign. Tracks where they're crossing. See, we can get down and walk this thing. A lot of times when it got dry and hadn't rained in a while, this whole thing's good and hard. You can walk on it. But you better watch. A big rain comes and then it goes down. This old sand will be soft. You step in it, it'll be like quicksand. Let's go, and I bet we can find some crossings on this thing. That's one thing I really like looking for, is crossings on these creeks. Because they're easy to find. Now, one thing, if it hadn't rained in several days, hard to tell how old the tracks are. There's a deer cross right here. I bet we can find a lot better crossing than that. Yeah, look like they're coming on up through here. There's several tracks here. Yeah, I found a crossing here. I believe you probably get one of these as an armadillo. Look at these three-toed tracks. You can tell where they're coming right through there, and they're going right up the bank right here. You can tell where his tail's dragging in the sand here. Oh, going up that bank right there. Another thing I see here, that when I was a kid, we didn't have in this country, is otter. Well, I see a few otter tracks. I'm gonna get one here pretty distinct, and I'll show you. Used to have a bunch of mink in this country when I was a kid. Used to love trap up and down these creeks like this. You don't hardly see a mink track nowhere no more. Here's an otter track right here. That could be a cane. Well, I don't see them here. I see them. A lot of times you see them when they run across these sandbars cutting across. It's cool enough this morning. Not really worried about snakes yet. I got a pickup while ago. It was 59 degrees, so gotta keep them where they're not very aggressive. I run into them. Don't see as near many snakes in this country as used to. I think the hog populations help keeping snakes in check. Man, used to. You couldn't hardly get in this country. A lot of big cottonmouth laying around every little water spot. But I don't see near as many snakes as I used to. Well, I don't look for them. Most times a snake, you're going to find him around water. As long as he's not going to bite you unless you step on him. Most times he's going to warn you a little bit. So I've learned not to just pay any attention. I've done a lot of walking like this over my life, and Very seldom I run into one. You may see one laying out or something somewhere every once in a while. Got a pin oak tree standing on the bank right here. Or what I'm calling pin oak, willow oak. Several green acorns starting to fall. A lot of times I see deer don't really. A lot of times a bad acorn, if it's got a wormhole or something in it, it'll drop earlier. A few green ones. But many of them on the ground right here, that tree's probably loaded. Or been dropping. That's one thing about them. Willow oak. They'll drop early. They don't drop all their fruit at one time. They drop a little bit early. They'll still even be dropping later on in the year. A month or two from now. But there's definitely several around here. Here's a pretty good crosser, probably one of the better ones I've seen so far, right down from that pin oak tree. And these deer, I guess they're coming off that bank right there. They're coming crossing right here. Hey, I'm gonna mark this spot. Like I said, they're crossing here for a reason. I get back home, I can look at it on a map, see if there's any kind of natural features that make them funnel around through here. I'll mark my location. Save that. But after I pulled it up here and looked, Daniel and I, our maps are tied together. His waypoints, I can see his, and he can see mine. He's marked a persimmon tree right out here in 2020. Let's walk up there and see if we can find that persimmon. Here's some old hog sign. Like I said, years ago, this wasn't here. We didn't have hogs in this country. But in these river bottoms, we got them now. Like I said, I guess they do keep the snakes under control. But they do eat a lot of feed that deer eat too. Big old pin oak out here. Let's go look at this thing. There's several acorns done dropped here. But y'all, one thing, now look at all this green briar. There's all kind of feed out here. See some persimmons right here, but I don't see no persimmons on them. There's a couple trees right there. Hey, a lot of times, like when they dredge this, there's a creek over here now. Here's the old run. It makes a pinch point right between it here. And here's another thing you can tell if there's hogs in here. It's right here. They get all muddied up. You'll see where they rub up beside these trees and stuff. That is hogs in there. I see another couple down through yonder. Here's another tree right here that one of them guys said he looks for early season. It's a honey locust. They make a pod. It's got a bean on it. But he said when they, and I've seen them later in the year, they're laying around it. He said early seasons when they really hit them. Right when they first drop it. Just don't have me on it this time. But it's easy to tell that tree because it has spines on it. Hey, I found me a persimmon tree right here. It's got a few persimmons on it. It's right on the bank of the creek here. They're not falling yet. As long as I can see, they're starting to turn. I don't know if the camera will pick them up, probably not. I see several out there on one limb. So maybe we can come on down here and find one that's loaded somewhere. Here's another species of trees that I've really in the delta where there's not any ground's real low, very few oaks. So it's called wild pecan. It's basically a hickory, but they'll have little pecans. I have seen deer eat them in a delta. I hadn't really ever seen them much in the hills. But most of the time they produce a lot and they just make a little small pecan. Here's one thing earlier I was talking about. Look how the species of trees have changed. We get a lot of cypress now. Getting down a little lower where water stands a lot more. And you can tell it because there's not as many softwoods. Gum, very few oaks. Here's one standing on the bank of this creek. One of these big old overcups. That's a big one too. A lot of times, like I said, you're looking for different elevations just because your species of trees are going to change. Pretty in here though, and I like these old cypress. Makes some pretty lumber when you cut it too. I don't know if you can see it, I just jumped a little deer. It's laying on his high spot right here. Well, he still had spots on him. Just Della smells it in just a second. You smell something? Huh? I believe right there's where it's laying. I seen this persimmon tree and I was walking to it and I seen it jump up. Smell some? Smell some? Smells where it's been now, where it run off down through here. She won't go far, she'll turn around and come back. I walked out in an old field here. I've hunted right in this area before, but they let it grow up like that gunner. But this area here, they got it dished it up, and this Corp done this. I don't know if they're gonna seed in this or not. Surely they'll throw some kind of seed on it. But a lot of times you do find, well, they do put food plots on them. Might got a stand in here. Gun hunting this. A lot of Sometimes you find old stands where they leave them in here like that. Ain't been there super long because it ain't growed in the tree a whole lot. Pretty open right in here in these cypress, so. Y'all, here's a sign to show you how the water gets in here in the springtime. Grappling box. They basically grapple from May to June. See how you got it tied there. So this water's been pretty deep right in here. But there's been a few catfish go in that box. How many of y'all ever grappled before? Stuck your hand in a box, catch a fish out of it? Hey, leave in comments. Just curious to know how many of y'all watching the show done that before. I've done it years ago. I just ain't done it, and it's pretty fun. And more what we call White River blue cat. Man, you get an old male sitting on eggs. Now he'll eat you up, but most time they're trying to get out. But you get an old male sitting on eggs, they will bite you. I found a pretty good spot here on this old spoil bank. And I got several big pin oaks. I got 2 persimmon trees. They're not loaded with persimmons though. I see a couple on it. It is definitely a spot I will come back and check. I even put a camera on it. Because man, this is one of these spots like Jonathan said. Look how thick it is out from it here. And here's just a little cluster of these trees. 3 big pin oaks. One back over here. Got a persimmon here. Got a persimmon right down there. This may be one of their spots. Like I said, put a camera on it and check and see what's coming to it. Good looking spot. This is sort of what I'm looking for. Like I said, before I would never look for something like this. You know, because there's several of them, but there's more back that way, and I would have been hunting the ones, more of them, where it makes more sense. Buck, plenty of thicket this way, getting toward the lake bed. You'll see getting in a lot of these ironwood bushes, buck bushes, ironwood. Oh, I can see there's plenty of bed in that way. They just come to these, not come far. Got water right here on the creek. I will come back and check this out. This is something I'm looking for. Alright y'all, this is what I've been looking for. I found me a persimmon. I had it marked on my map. I'd marked it before years ago. There's a cluster of them there. You can see them. There ain't hardly none on it, but there's one. When I get right here leaning, I see hundreds on it. Alright. Let's go over here and look at it a little closer. I got a lot of deer tracks right in here on this creek here, so there's deer in here. Yeah, it's come. Horse flyer to me now. Oh yeah, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for, y'all. It's what I'm putting boots on the ground. You can tell they've been in here. Stella don't like him horse flies but like I do. They will bite the heck out of you, won't the cat? She said, be still till you feel them on you. Alright, I like the looks of this. Oh my God, he's biting me now. Ha ha. He messed up then, I caught him. And here's what I do to a horsefly. I don't know if you see him here. He finna lose his head. And let him go. Here's my spot right here, y'all. They ain't all got persimmon on, but these couple right here is loaded. I will be back here hunting. I will bring a camera back down here too. I think I got cell phone service, so this was worth the trip. Like I said, you never know. Like I said, that oak tree I found was right over there with one persimmon. But there's way more right here. Get a camera on it and see what time they're coming in here. Like I said, the acres, they're not dropping yet, so maybe they'll hold till season opens. Let's go, Cat. We gotta go to work now, y'all. Hey, gotta go bale hay. Hopefully this is the last baling I gotta do of the year. I'll have everything squared away and we can really start hunting, because that's the only thing I really got to do. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Y'all, stay tuned. We got a lot of hunts coming this year. Hopefully all this scouting and stuff we're doing is gonna pay off. So, let's go, Cat. You ready to go?